Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, minimum 15 years, accused nurse beater faces lengthy prison time if convicted of firearm offenses. Businessman Robert Bell is facing a minimum of 15 years in prison after being hit with gun-related charges stemming from an alleged violent altercation with a nurse practitioner. Bell, 65, of a St. Andrew address, has been charged with possession of a firearm with intent to commit a first schedule offense and the possession of a firearm with intent to cause injury, charges that carry heavy penalties under Jamaica's Firearms Prohibition, Restriction and Regulation Act 2022. Additionally, he has been charged with assault occasioning bodily harm, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, and assault at a common law. Veteran attorney Peter Champagne KC said that if the charges, as reported, are accurate, the matter will proceed to the gun court and not to the parish court. He also said that a conviction on the firearm charges could mean more than a decade behind the bars. In the event that there is a trial or if there is a guilty plea, in either instances where there is an adverse ending for the accused, he would be exposed to a mandatory minimum period of 15 years, Champagne said. The charges against Bell stem from an alleged incident, which is believed to have been captured in a video that has gone viral. The police's communication arm, the Corporate Communications Unit, said that about 7:15 p.m. last Tuesday, the complainant, a nurse practitioner, was on her way to work when her vehicle was impeded by a vehicle driven by Bell. A dispute ensued between the two individuals, during which the nurse was physically assaulted. The following day, Bell was apprehended by the police. He was subsequently charged after a question and answer interview in the presence of his attorney. His licensed firearm was also seized by the police. Champagne said that the illegal use of a firearm attracts criminal sanctions. The law says that even though one may have licensed a firearm and have a valid license for it, if it is used in an illegal way, then the firearm becomes illegal itself. So it doesn't matter whether or not you have a license. Once you use it in a way that is illegal, then it is deemed illegal, Champagne said. The veteran attorney, however, insists that Bell is entitled to the presumption of innocence. Everyone, irrespective of the type of allegations or charges, is entitled to due process, he said. It is not a matter that should be tried in public. While I appreciate the public's need to know, especially in a case like this, it is always best for the court to take precedence over the determination of the matter. There can be no other way, he said. JFJ wants SOE detainees compensated. On the heels of Friday's explosive Supreme Court ruling that declared years of government-imposed states of public emergency unlawful, human rights watchdog Jamaicans for Justice is turning up the pressure on the authorities. The group is now demanding that those wrongfully detained between 2018 and 2023 be compensated for their suffering. The human cost of these unconstitutional measures is profound, JFJ said, revealing that between 2018 and 2020, it received more than 100 complaints from individuals detained without a charge under the SOE. Many suffered devastating consequences, including job loss, eviction from their homes, and severe medical complications, such as untreated chronic conditions exacerbated by prolonged detention. These impacts, disproportionately affecting young men from inner-city communities, underscore that constitutional provisions exist to protect the most vulnerable from state overreach, the group added. JFJ also pointed to data obtained from the Ministry of National Security showing that between November 2022 and March 2023, only 3 of the 44 persons detained under SOPEs were actually charged, raising serious questions about the effectiveness of the controversial measure as a crime-fighting tool. While acknowledging Jamaica's ongoing crime crisis, JFJ argued that the data fails to justify the sweeping detentions, and the erosion of fundamental rights. It noted that the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms guarantees every citizen the right to liberty, freedom of movement, and judicial redress, rights it said were unlawfully curtailed under the SOE regime. Now that the court has made express declarations on the matter, the government ought to respect these judgments, prioritize lawful policing, and continue investments in rights-respecting solutions to address crime, JFJ said. We also urge the government to support those unlawfully detained under the 2018-2023 SOE in seeking compensation. As we work toward a safer Jamaica, constitutional protections must guide our efforts, ensuring that the fight against the crime upholds the rights of the most vulnerable and strengthens our democratic institutions, the organization stated. JPS slammed for closing customer offices. Light and Power Company, the Jamaica Public Service, has been asked to come up with a clear plan to fix the severe dislocation caused by the sudden closure of 10 of its 15 customer services offices across the island. The JPS shut down two-thirds of its walk-in locations between February 2020 and March 2021, leaving thousands of frustrated customers. Following a study on the impact of the closure on customers, the Office of Utilities Regulation said that the JPS should do more to ensure easier access to its customer base. According to the assessment, a whopping 77% of customers in affected areas want their local JPS offices reopened. Nearly 80% say the closures have been a major headache, complaining about the cost, inconvenience, and the lack of access to essential services like new connections, bill queries, and reconnections. OUR boss Answorth Hewitt said that from the survey, customers of the JPS are not pleased. While the OUR is reluctant to prescribe specific modes for utilities to address their customer service obligations, it remains unequivocal in its position that the options offered must not impose undue inconvenience or hardship for customers to access or make use of them, Hewitt said. He added, in this regard, we encourage JPS to consider creating more face-to-face options for customers and explore other options to close the gaps highlighted by affected customers. The JPS has been asked to consider opening convenient hubs in high-traffic areas and/or post office locations. The power company has also been asked to consider making the MyJPS mobile app zero-rated to offset any increased cost to customers to access JPS services through this channel and negotiating with the bill payment agencies to install courtesy phones at these locations. At present, JPS has 5 customer service offices for more than 500,000 customers, with only 2 offices serving customers in each of the counties of Cornwall and Surrey. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.